This is H2O2 from H2O. When we left off, we were just getting ready to install the MosFets and its hardware. We need to mark these holes onto these heat sinks. And I'm going to start and drill one at a time. But I'm going to first establish where that's going to sit so it looks nice. I'm going to center them up so the holes drilled will roughly be in the middle to help keep it stable. So something like that. I'm going to flip it over and mark that first hole and then drill it. Okay, so I'm going to do one of these at a time. I'm going to drill the center one, make the mark on the back, take it off. I actually taped it on here so it won't move around on me. Take it off, drill out the case for the 9/64 inch hole, finish drilling the heatsink with the pilot hole, and then finish it off with the 7/64 bit and then tap it, and then install it back on to the case, and then do the same steps for the next hole. So now I have a guide to finish that hole. And I'll finish drilling that. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but that small hole there, it's going to get a lot bigger, and it's probably going to go into one of the fins. So that fin will probably be compromised and I'll have to remove it. Okay, now I've switched to my 7/64 inch bit, and that is the hole for the tap. Okay, so I pushed it all the way through and into the wood. That gives me a clear access for the tap to come up through there. You don't want to block that tap when you're pushing it into that fin. So it should be able to cut anything it needs right off that fin. So it shouldn't get in the way. So now we drill the case. The case is drilled out with a 9/64 inch. And that'll give us clearance for the screw to pass right through there. You can also make this a 5/32 drill bit. just roughed in. Okay, as you build the heatsink system, you don't want any ridges. The ridges will create gaps, and the gaps will be places where the heat can't transfer between. So I take the countersink and just spin it by hand and cut off a little bit of that edge so that there's no edge anymore, no lump, no nothing there. And I flip it over and I do the same thing between the heatsink and the case. Because this side is going to be a little more lumpy because I forced that drill bit down through there. Spin that off. There's going to be a little bit of lump here. Don't take too much off here. You got to get a thread to start in there. Just enough to make sure that it's smooth. And then we're going to start our threading process. Okay, threading. You got your tap. Your tap's just like a screw, except that it actually cuts the metal away. So I'm going to cut threads right into this. Let's keep it going straight in. And once you get it started, about one turn or so, back it off 1/4 and bring it forward again. Every time you back it off, it cuts those little pieces off. And then it should start to get smooth. So I'm right up to where it's sticking over the fins, and then back it back off. The tap was a number 6 32 thread, a 6-32 NC. This is a number 6 screw. Goes right in there. I don't expect it to go more than just over the edge of the metal when I get all done. So that's perfect. Case, line it up, now I got some extra washers to help create a spacer. You don't have to use washers. Anything that's firm metal that's roughly the size of that number 6 screw, and I figured about 5 number 6 washers, maybe 4. Okay, I'm going to tighten down the screw and square this up so that it's true. At least looks true.